Greetings, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here and be a part of this conference and meet you all and discuss about the most important and most discussed topic, which is discussed in every boardroom and in every government policy, that is energy. And when we talk about energy, we always directly think about solar farms, wind farms, solar plants, and achieving net zero. But more importantly, the same important thing is transportation, which we always forget. But when we talk about green transport, we are always thinking of e-vehicles, electronic vehicles. But here the discussion is not about green or hydrogen transport. It is about we, the people, how we breathe in our cities, how we secure our energy future, how our economy will boost in fossil fuel, and how we reduce our imports of crude oil. In that, already government of India is working on towards reducing emission by 2050 and creating a world where we have a clean energy and will have a good environment to live. Talking about green hydrogen, it can be implemented in a long range, especially in shipping and aviation fuels. So, globally and in India, transition is no longer optional. We can see it in the center of every climate, economic, and public conversation. But why is this happening? Second slide, please. Yes. So, why is this clean transport, decarbonization is coming up? We are living in, transportation is the one which is the largest contributor to the emissions. So as our Honorable Prime Minister often emphasizes, India is committed to ambitious goals, and his nectar commitment, which we always see in his Pancha Amrit policy, which states as his will call it his main object. That is definitely, it is not an imperative, it is a moral conduct for us. First is reducing emission by 1 million tons by 2030. Cutting carbon emission intensity by 2030, achieving net zero by 2070, expanding non-fossil energy by 500 gigawatt by 2030. So why Panchamrit matters for transportation? Transportation responsible for 1/3 of the urban emission. So Panchamrit, these 5 factors cannot be possible unless we will make our transportation to green. So clean transportation is mandatory and it is becoming a core element for us. Panchamrit in India is with future. It tells that development and climate are not enemies. They can go one by one. So more importantly, our Honorable PM's project, and we can see it everywhere. But why the transportation is becoming so important? Why is it so? So, next slide. Next slide, please. Previous one, slide 3. Anyways, so why this is happening? This efficiency, by this we can see that transportation contribution to emission is 24% to global emissions. So Indian reality is we are coming up in a situation that urban transportation is a major contributor to PM 2.5 and NOx and POX pollution, which we cannot even calculate. And according to global health studies, air pollution is causing around 7 million premature deaths annually, and which ultimately is reducing. For what for we have to reduce our pollution? So to reduce our healthcare costs, and to reduce our healthcare hospital visits and lost working days, we need to, it is a triple win. First is health angle, second is our local power and national interest, and third one is economic growth. By EV evolution, we can reduce our imports by, we are producing our renewals, and we can reduce it by 85% because we are coming from, we are not importing. So we are generating our renewals, and we are generating with that, we can provide energy to the transportation. Next slide, please. So this is a slide which is coming from a consumer pocket notebook. Having petrol vehicle, it costs around 6 to 7 per kilometer ride. And having EV, although getting EV is not so easy, still we have issues, we have concerns that can we get the EV around within our, in this group also, we have number of people, or even I had the thought that can I get an EV car, because these there are some challenges, there are some things which are missing, which are there, which we are evolving with that. But still, having EV can cut a cost of a customer, of a EV holder. So this globally we are seeing as an explosion. Europe and US are accelerating rapidly. We are currently at an inflection point where EV emits 60 to 70% less life cycle CO2 when powered by renewables. Next slide, please. So we have everything. We know that we need EV, we need that, we need energy renewals, but only having electricity is not something, electrical vehicle is not something. We have number of pathways. So first pathway is electrical vehicles, which is the most visible and which is the core pillar for pure electrification. The government of India has allotted rupees 1,500 crores for PME Drive scheme for the upcoming fiscal year. This program is a massive success. Electric mobility. It is a massive success because it has been incentivized over 2.212 million EVs, crossed over 28,000 public chargers, and two-wheeler and three-wheeler are the main pillar who are the initial investors into this. So they are the 50% of the new registrations under this category under EV. So, and the second pathway which we are having we are not relying only on EV, we are also working for a perfect circular economy. Another one is biofuel. So we have achieved 20% ethanol blending 5 years ahead, which is 2030. By turning biofuel we have turned our farmers into Urja Datas. And by doing this, rupees 1.18 lakh crore income for become a rural economy, rural income. It's a perfect example of a circular economy where the money comes from the farmer and it goes to them directly. Another one is hydrogen fuel cells. Hydrogen fuel cells, definitely it is not benefiting, the battery is not supporting the heavy vehicles. So we need, for now, we have hydrogen fuel vehicles. That is specifically for our aviation, for our shipping companies and shipping vehicles. Green hydrogen is, they are using it majorly. So, and the another one, last, not the last, but we are coming up with modal shift. These are the vehicle, electric mobility, hydrogen fuel cells, and biofuels and e-fuels. And Government of India is also coming up with the modal shift that is changing in the behavior of the people, having our own EV vehicle to turning it into a taking the people from individual cars to buses. So by this, Government of India has deployed 10,000 electric buses across 106 cities. For now, I'm from Jaipur. I'm looking after sustainability. We have a ESG policies. We have buses. For now, we have a limited buses. But for our Rajasthan, government is also coming up. We are coming up transitioning our full fleet from 200 diesel buses to our 1,500 electric buses. This is our plan and government's plan, and we are also state. This is the under PME bus seva. Jaipur and Rajasthan has received around 800 buses, and we are also coming up with 500 new buses. So this is the transitional point where using technology, model shift, plus smart infrastructure. Model shift cannot be possible without infrastructure. Model infrastructure, which is having making ourselves standing on bus stand is not nothing. Unless we'll have a good infrastructure ready, ITMS, we have a charging station, we have our bus stops, only then we'll have a good platform for EV. So these are our pathways for sustainable transportation. Another slide, please. So with this slide, this is a mix of 38% how much we have emerged with our growth from 2016 to 2026. In almost 10 years, over a decade, we have reached from 1.1 million sales to 26% million sales. And China is the global leader, having 50% of sales over the years. Next slide, please. Okay, yeah. So who are the pioneers into this? We have a word regarding buses, individual electric buses and individual cars, buses, mass buses, and another is for like having changing a transition from individual buses and having private cars to directly EV buses. So first story is about, not the story, it is a real case study about Norway. So Norway, what they did is they have transformed their whole fleet. 85% of the new car sales are electric worlds, that is world's highest EV adoption, and they become the EV leader. But what made them to do this? zero VAT on EVs made them pioneer. No import or registration tax on them. So no free or discounted parking tolls access on private lanes. But they definitely have their own challenges, because having Norway getting 85% of new car sales does involve amount, and that make them a high fiscal burden due to their subsidies. So another key fact is, another story is, another point, Norway have proved that they have focused on the private cars, but since then China focused on masses. They proved on critical lessons like scale first, cost which follows. Next slide, please. Yeah. So, can we do it by having solar renewal is important for everything. With renewables and green power, hydrogen have increased over the years, and that is only having electric vehicles is nothing unless our vehicles are charged clean. So with this, solar renewals and solar accounts for India's total renewable energy is 48% increase, and current installed capacity is 119 gigawatt. So our prime ministers are net to achieve a net zero to 2017, but as per world, but as per us, India, we want to achieve it by 2050. So we are towards the flow. Next slide, please. Yes. This is the, with PME Drive scheme, these are the schemes which have been implemented and which government has focused, mandated, and these are the prediction-linked incentives. So with both of these, can we do, but to make a vision a reality, India needed to scale up EV production, but EV production is also necessary. Can we do it only by having EV vehicles, fiscal policies, or PLI? So with both EV drive scheme and PLI scheme, India accelerated its journey to cleaner and greener future. We are not just encouraging people to buy EV, but we are also encouraging building a charging infrastructure for them, electrifying public transport, and we are boosting manufacturing of EV batteries and reducing reliance on imports and creating high-tech jobs. Next slide, please. So, yeah. Getting everything done is not possible. We have policies, we have mandates, but we have challenges also. First, with grid readiness. We have our buses, we have received under PME buses, they have provided that you will get these amount of buses. But for now, we are the initial into this as a company, as a city. But for now, every city and every company, they are not for now ready about grid readiness. They don't know, for now, people don't have their own manpower so that they can tell us how much grid standardization and battery we need. So with this, I'll take you to next slide. Having battery EV is not everything. We need to take our steps, take forward. We need to come up with the challenges. We need to focus on our things. Let clean energy is important as our government needs. So the Stone Age did not end because the stones was not available. it was ended for a better way. So the petrol age which is going to end, is not end because we ran off out of oil. It is ending because of EV is better product, a better investment and a better legacy, and leaving a better future for generation to come. Thank you so much. So we have everything. We know that we need